Champions League football are back this week, and of course, the semi-final games. Arsenal up against Paris Saint-Germain, PSG of France, and Barcelona up against the high-flying side from Italy to be precise, Inter Milan exactly. Of course, tomorrow is a tough one. Arsenal up against PSG. And there's one very surprising or very funny fact about the four semi-finalist teams. One is already a champion in France. One still has a chance of winning the league in Italy. Barcelona are topping the table back home in Spain. Why Arsenal? Of course, the boys are always settled for the second position. I mean, no harm, but this is just the truth. This is a team that likes to carry themselves as the big boys. But truth be told, they are nowhere near the big boys league. They don't have any European trophy in their record book or in their cabinet. None at all. But they still pride themselves as the big boys. I'm not here to talk down on Arsenal, but deep down, I want them to win this trophy so that they can come to the big boys table and discuss. Of course, as you all know, my name is Ofodele David Chibuzo, and I'm never alone in the studio to discuss football. On my left is Mickey Mandela, Chief Priest of Football. On my right is CJ. So today we are going to be previewing the Champions League semi-final games that will be starting up tomorrow with the first game, Arsenal up against PSG. So, Mickey Mandela, Chief Priest, I will start with you because almost everything where you draw, aside from your prediction about Man U, they always come to pass. So I'll give you the floor to give your own insight, your analysis, and possible correct score prediction at the end of the game.
All right. It's a Champions League game, and Arsenal they have stepped up their game. PSG too, they have stepped up their game too, and it's all about who wants to win this Champions League. It's all about creating history, because for a very long time, Arsenal have near success of Champions League. The last time they goes for Champions League final, it was against Barcelona. Like that. I'm not giving them the mind though, but I want to say that both teams want to set history. PSG have been in the edge of Champions League. They have signed, lost, or as in calibers of players, manager, but they have not carried this Champions League. But right now, what with Erike, what he's doing right now, with the kind of boys he had, they don't have names, but those boys is likely to set this history that Messi could not set, Neymar could not set. What is his name again? Mbappe could not set. I'm seeing them to set the history. So let me not waste much of our time. It's gonna be a tough game. Both teams need the match. Both teams need the result. Both teams need the trophy. But I'm seeing PSG ahead of Arsenal.
What's your final score prediction?
PSG can never. They must concede. That is number one. They cannot win Arsenal clean sheet. So is it Arsenal score 1-2, PSG will score 3. If Arsenal score 1, PSG will score 2. I'm giving PSG 3-2, 2-1.
Favor of PSG.
Yes.
Thank you very much. So CJ, I'd like to hear from you next because the team that sent you packing, Arsenal, they're in the mix now.
They tried.
You tried. They did very well. They did very well. So I want to, before you go deeper into your own analysis, Arsenal PSG, do you see Arsenal winning the Champions League?
Let me breathe in and out. One thing about football is always I would not say it's a game of luck, but sometimes it always falls on either the bad side or the good side. For Arsenal at the starting stage, beating Madrid, eliminating Madrid from the quarterfinal of Champions League, I would say they did very well. And they are more compatible this time around, and they have flood of youngsters which they want to shine, which they want to show themselves that we can do it. If those previous years has gone by that we haven't won the trophy, but I believe this time around it's our time. You understand? And same thing goes to PSG. PSG has this caliber of players like we no get name, but we get name. Because if you talk about name, they still have players like Dembele, Kivashaki, you understand? At least Marquinhos. No, at least those guys.
They have not come anywhere close to winning.
No, at least those guys. Those guys.
They have them on their self.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's why I said they have names, but they don't have names. You understand? Dembele has proved to the world that he's a good player. Right from the days of Dortmund, even in Barcelona, and coming to PSG, he's always playing. Even same thing with Krivashaki. Winning the league with Napoli is not a bad one. You understand? At least they have the attacker, Bakola, and this other guy, Dio, which they signed. They are young, talented players. If you see them on the pitch, you'll be scared. You understand? Those are how Mbappe started from the young side aspect. You understand? Playing. So I believe that game, it's gonna be a dominance for Arsenal. The reason why I said so because coming to England, playing an England team in England, it's only Madrid that would go to England.
I don't want you to look as if I'm attacking this man because
It's
he's saying as because Arsenal beat Real Madrid, it doesn't stand them the chance of beating PSG. It doesn't work that way. You didn't do well, so you don't expect PSG that is you. Even if they have this match between PSG and Real Madrid, PSG will beat Real Madrid. So you can't say that because Arsenal beat you up and they will still beat PSG because no, it doesn't work that way, my brother.
let me now if we should talk about let's say instances. You see, Madrid is one team that when you go to England, you hardly beat them. If you check, if you
Don't just say
no, I'm not going. I'm not deviating. I'm just giving instances why Arsenal, reason why Arsenal would definitely defeat PSG. One, home advantage, and you remember they have actually met before
Yeah.
at the same Emirates Stadium.
They won that.
And what was the scores? 2-0. Arsenal won.
Okay.
I'm still trying to tell you, and I'm
There's
standing
always
here
a
to
fair
tell you.
back, you know.
Yeah, definitely. That's why I said it will be very hard for PSG to beat Arsenal in Emirates Stadium.
I don't see it's not going to be hard because the kind of players that this PSG has now, you have not watched their game and they have lost. PSG did not win their previous last league match
They
because
won the league already.
yes, because of this match. And all those boys they are resting.
And same thing happened to Arsenal. They played 2-2 in their game. You understand? See, my only thing I'll tell you right here is we'll watch the game tomorrow. I see Arsenal coming out victorious in that game. 2-0, 2-1 correct score.
Right.
That's the thing.
All right, thank you very much. So, switching our attention down to the second game that will be taking place on Wednesday, Barcelona up against the high flying side from Italy, Inter Milan. Of course, recently in the last 7 days, Inter Milan has not been having it good for themselves. They lost scandalously to their arch rival AC Milan in the Coppa Italia semi-final game by 3 unreplied goals at the San Siro. And just yesterday, they lost again to AS Roma by 1 goal to nothing. And this is a team that wants to win the treble. Unfortunately, AC Milan dashed that hope, sent them out of the Coppa Italia. Now they are 3 points behind Napoli. And of course, under Antonio Conte, Napoli, they've been doing wonderfully well this season, despite the fact that they lost their super striker Osimhen and they lost their very skillful and energetic winger Varaskelia. But still, Napoli is doing well. Now, Barcelona, we know what they did to Real Madrid. They defeated Real Madrid home away from home, defeated Real Madrid away at Real Madrid's backyard, and they went far away from Spain and they still defeated Real Madrid. And this team is playing against Inter Milan. My own prediction, Barcelona will win the game. If Barcelona score early, I see 3-1, 3-0 correct score. I'll start with you again, Mickey Mandela.
You see, Barcelona have been a team that I tip from the onset to.
Yeah, I remember.
To
I remember
raise the
vividly,
trophy.
yeah.
So I'm not mistaken when I say that. I've seen it. We've watched the final. So it's just the preview. Like people are watching this.
You've seen it before it
You
happened.
have watched it
So
finish.
to you have seen it. To you, is like a review.
It's a review to me.
To
but
us, it's preview.
Yes, it's a trophy lifted already. You understand? But these guys, Madrid, like they don't know. They are just struggling. I see, but the match is already settled. So, like, what I want to say now is what happened or what may happen to what is his name, Inter Milan, is what's supposed to happen to Liverpool. But they escape it because the high level of point they are using to get Arsenal is much.
And at some point, to Arsenal too, they slept.
Yeah, that's what I'm
they
saying.
gassed him.
Now, Inter Milan is losing a point. Napoli have took the chance. They want to settle with 2 trophies instead of them to fight for 1. Definitely, Barcelona is going to beat them next tomorrow. They will try, but Barcelona will overcome them. But Barcelona, the boys, they really want to play ball. The boys, the unity, the attacking force, the combination, the connection is there. So I don't see Inter Milan to be the team to stop Barcelona. It's going to be a tough one because Inter Milan is a tough team. I cannot just write them off just like that. But Barcelona will win the game.
So what's your possible final score prediction?
Barcelona 2, Inter Milan 1.
All right, thank you very much. So CJ, Barcelona, Inter Milan on Wednesday.
Well,
What's your analysis? Possible correct score prediction?
they're my arch rival. You understand? No, definitely. See, there's always one thing I always say. It's very certain when it comes to Spanish football. Even on any platform or anywhere, I dislike Barcelona. You understand? Because they want to bury Madrid. That's their aim in life, but they cannot bury other clubs. But when it comes to continental tournaments like the Champions League, Europa, I support all Spanish team. You understand? Because I actually want the trophy to come back to Spain. It's not as because it is coming back to Spain, they are booing Madrid that you cannot win it. Actually, Madrid has won 15. There's no champion forever. If Man City was that good, winning it with the boys, same boys, they could have done it twice. But Madrid did it 3 times, and they have won it 2 times in 4 years. You understand? It's not easy. You understand? At least this time around, we lost from the trophy. We even lost to them on Copa del Rey. Last season, it was another team that won Copa del Rey. Last season, it was Madrid. Back when nowhere to be found. You understand? These are stages in football. It comes and go. There are times like this. Liverpool was in that same stage. Man U was in that same stage. You understand? So it's just how football is. But in this game, whereby they are playing Inter Milan. Inter Milan is a very strong side, no doubt. But this season, they have been a bit of it shaky. Since when they considered 2 goals against Bayern Munich, if you check their last game, they have been underperforming. They've not actually been performing to the standard everybody wanted. Like everybody felt, okay, keep this momentum. Concede, you understand? Concede less, keep on winning. You understand? You have the squad. Inter Milan, I would say, has the highest squad depth and they have the more experienced players in all top league. They don't buy players of like 19 years. You see them buy players of like from 25 years with experience. You understand? Even if they have experience, they still have strength to play. Like the Mkhitaryan, you see when Man U trim away, but he came to Inter Milan. He's been playing for how many years now? Going to 4 years now. So you see, so that game will be a difficult one. But I'm still tipping Barcelona to win that because for now, they have showed compatibility. You understand? They are too compatible that before you beat them, they don't have defense. If you check out Barcelona, don't have defense, but their midfield is solid. Their attack is solid, and when your midfield is solid,
The only way to defend a game is for you to have a strong midfielder. Because if you can hold on the ball, you are defending the ball. You don't need the defense line to be strong. Like you have Pepe, have this one, have Van Dijk. No, those you have
sometimes
you need solid defender, but what you will be fighting for is midfielder. Hold on with the ball. Don't lose the ball. The best way to defend is hold on with the ball. Don't lose it.
Definitely, I love what.
And I think that is what they are doing.
Yeah, but do you believe now you're talking about sometimes it's not just about the midfield. Sometimes the midfielders might do their work, but can the defenders stop the attackers from not scoring? Because actually, why I'm saying this, I'm sorry to just deviate a little. It's happening to Madrid. Our midfield are okay, strongly okay, but do you know the problem? Our defenders causes trouble for Madrid as a team.
I think they lost concentration.
That's what I'm saying.
But the guy is a very strong defender. You understand?
Yes.
Mendy and all of them. But what they lack is concentration. They all want to go and score, losing their defense line. You understand? Sometimes you see Rundiger in the midfield. Sometimes you see Rundiger strike. Sometimes you see Rundiger want to what is going on? Once they lose the ball, you see Courtois suffering up. They will punish Courtois for that.
You see, Barcelona as a team, they have the midfield, like they have who can hold the ball, absorb pressure, calm the game, attack when necessary. You understand? Yeah, definitely. As I said, they don't have the defense. And you know one thing about Inter, they play power football because they have strong attackers, right from Terimi, Atonovic, Turan, Lautaro, Correa. You understand? They have very good attackers which can power the defenders. You understand? So, but I still see that game technically and tactically. I still see Barca winning that game in the home soil.
Before a striker, before you show what you have is when you see the ball. If you didn't see the ball, you cannot show your class. Like Lautaro, you talk. What is the Turan? If their midfielder cannot perform, if peradventure Barcelona dominate the game, the striker will be useless.
Sorry to cut you short. Sorry to cut you. Inter Milan play a formation of 3-5-2.
Yeah.
And when they lose the ball, they complete the defense line of 5-4-1. Lautaro drops down to the midfield. So it takes a team that is more compatible. Like the way Roma dealt today last match, Roma was just too, like, they were so busy on their feet 24/7 to the end of the
Well,
game.
I don't want to talk about that match.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it's because of Inter Milan. They are looking up to Champions League. You see, the 2 games they lost is because of they are hoping to be the Champions League winner. That's why they slack. So I don't want to use that one to
Well,
check balance the team.
Yeah.
Let's see what happened to this time. That is when I will know if this thing they are really losing this match because of this Champions League. If they can do what it takes to take off Barcelona, but I don't see them doing it.
Well, I'll just give my predictions for the game. I wish Barcelona all the best. At least they are 1 trophy ahead of Madrid, and we still have 5 finals and the league to fight. So you understand? They have more tougher games than Madrid. So I wish them all the best in the Champions League. At least they should make the Spain capital very proud of them, because it's not easy. Madrid to win 15, at least the whole full Spain they are out. If Madrid should go there, they will definitely conquer. So now it's time for Barcelona to conquer. If they cannot conquer, it's a big shame to the Spanish Football Federation. You understand? So I believe they will win Inter Milan at least 2-0, 3-1 correct score.
First time you are making
No, that's the truth. We talk football.
So I want to thank you guys for your time today and your top-notch analysis. Very, very good one. So to our punters out there, my guys, and don't drop clean slates. It's left for you guys to put them together and go and face the bookies. So I want to appreciate our viewers anywhere on our day, within the country or outside the shores of Nigeria. Thank you for always being by our side. Thank you for being our backbone. Thank you for the
Yes, so-
support. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the comment. Thank you for the shares. Keep the support and the love coming in. Until we meet again, it's goodbye from all of us at TRF Podcast. God bless.